Good afternoon, pirates and treasure hunters. Welcome back, or welcome to Life's Treasure. Today I am particularly excited thanks to a lot of you and your generous donations of our doubloon tossers here on the flag. We've finally gotten to a point where we have enough money to start working on the boat. Let's get this thing functional, get out there treasure hunting, and yes, very, very excited about all of that. I think what we're going to do today, we're going to tackle one thing that I know absolutely needs to be done, especially with hurricane season coming. But first thing I want to do is give a huge shout out and thank you to Mads and Ava of the YouTube channel Sail Life. I helped my friends Mads and Ava with a little bit of boat work, i.e. cleaning the hull of sailing vessel Athena before their journey north on the ICW up to North Carolina, their new home. So if you're over here from the Sail Life channel, welcome and thank you for coming and checking out our channel. And if you're one of my regular subscribers, maybe go check out their channel. Mads and Ava do DIY projects on sailboats, and what really impresses me about it is Mads' no-nonsense approach. He really is a pro at what he does, and if he's not, he certainly makes it look like it. I, on the other hand, am not a pro when it comes to boats. I have spent most of my life tinkering and wrenching on cars, motorcycles, and the like. I know very little about boats, so yeah, I maybe don't do what I do, but I mean, what's the worst that could happen? So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so let's start with, what is this boat? That's a good question. What I know about the boat is that it was a former Navy, what's called either an admiral's barge or a captain's gig. They were pretty much one and the same, at least when they were attached to a battleship. It's a 33-foot personnel boat. This particular one was built in 1971, but as far as the manufacturer, don't know. The main point here is that since it was a Navy boat, they all had to be built to certain specifications, which means they're all the same. So it doesn't really matter who manufactured it. What matters is who manufactured the parts that are in it. What does the boat need? Well, that's why I brought out our poster board here. Let's deal with the most important thing first, and that is actually the cleats. We've got 3 cleats on this boat that last time I was here I noticed, well, they're kind of loose. There's a 1-inch thick chunk of wood in between the deck and the riser. I don't know what that's called. I'm calling it a cleat riser. The whole point of them is to get the cleat up high enough off the deck that the lines don't rub on the aptly named rub rails. Let's get that written down. Okay, the goal is to get this boat functional enough to get it to a yard, get it put on the hard, so I can actually do some serious work on it. I'm very limited on what I can do here at the marina because of rules that the marina has, and obviously I don't want any kind of hazardous materials or anything getting in the water.
All the creatures of the sea are my friends.
The next most important thing, in order to get it to a yard, we need to replace exhaust components, and we need to place the batteries. And how about a good old-fashioned hull cleaning? Yay. Are there alligators in here?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's alligators in here.
There are some large alligators in here.
Okay, so hull cleaning. Okay, so I think these are the bare minimums, but you know what's going to probably happen is when I need to replace the exhaust components, there's going to be parts on back order. So another thing I want to do while it's here in the marina is a little bit of cosmetic stuff, no sanding, anything like that, which I think the marina will be very happy about because, yeah, I think I have the second ugliest boat in the marina right now, so we'll try to get that to third or fourth ugliest. The windscreen looks phenomenal, I think, in my opinion. But so we'll do, oh, I don't know, let's see, just deck paint. Yeah, just some deck paint. And when I say deck paint, I'm not kidding. We're not using boat deck paint. We're using house deck paint.
He's just putting lipstick on a pig.
Because you know what? We're going to redo it anyway in the yard, so deck paint. Okay, what about the yard? What else does this boat need to be fully functional as a treasure boat?
It's overwhelming.
You know what? I think we'll tackle that list once we are ready to get this to the yard. There's a lot that needs done, and just thinking about it is a little bit overwhelming. What I want to do right now is take advantage of the daylight we have. So we're going to start with the cleat risers. I believe that's probably the most important thing because they kind of hold the boat in place where it's at, where it needs to be. So we're going to go ahead and do that, even though it's probably the least fun of these jobs. Off we go. All right, so fortunately, we went for overkill with the lines. Basically, what had happened was the last time we had a big storm come through, one of the dock workers apparently doubled up my lines. And they have since removed some of them, but they left some of them. So what I'm saying is...
Thank you, dock worker.
Thank you, but yeah, we've got more... I did not do this. This is not correct.
It's okay. They tried, you know.
What they work here. They should know how to... Whatever. Okay. Anyway, the boat has more lines on it currently than actually what it needs. So, that being said, I can remove this one and not worry too much about it. We can replace this one, and then I can put this line back on, and we can remove another line and do another one. I don't know if we'll get them all done today. I'm gonna guess probably not, because just this one is taking me forever. Adventure!
Do it.
And there is the bottom side of the cleat. Wood, why does it have wood under it? It's all rotted out. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to push up on that.
Okay.
You're gonna grab it with those channel lock, and then I'm going to throw the old socket ratchet thingies on it and see if I can take it off. I'm probably gonna have to turn the camera off to do this because I think I'm gonna need both hands for this operation. All right, so here's where we're at. We got 3 of the 4 bolts off because you know you always have one bolt that's gonna be a pain. Let me show you what I got going on here. We got the 3. That 4th one, every time Heather gets the channel locks on it, it just spins. So we might have to try something different. We're gonna give it one more shot and see if it'll come loose. If not, I got another idea. So let's get on that. So here's where we're at. We got the cleat off. All right, so let's look at the cleat. Here we go. Wow, that's not teak. I don't know what that is, but it's very, very rotted. So I think what we'll do is we'll just trace around that with a Sharpie, cut it out with the jigsaw. I'm almost positive I do not have a drill bit that's that size, but let's check. Where's my drill bits? Nope. I think we're gonna have to take a little trip to Home Depot and get a drill bit that's the correct size. Okay, I am back from the Depot of Homes, and I got, not this, I already had this, got this from Amazon. I got a drill bit of the correct size, and I got some aluminum diamond plate. Didn't really want diamond plate, I wanted something flat, but a thick gauge like this, and they just didn't have anything this thick of gauge. So we're gonna make this work. This is gonna be our backing plate for down underneath. And of course, this is our cleat riser, if that's what those are called. That's what I'm calling it. All right, good enough. So, what we'll do, I'm just gonna put this over here on the edge. And we'll just trace around it. Sorta. Yeah, good enough. I think that can come in just a smidge. That looks pretty good. All right. Yes. Always having to go to hardware stores and find stuff that, well, doesn't really exist. All right, let's see if my blade that I have on my jigsaw will actually cut this stuff, or if I'm gonna have to use a different blade. I bought some blades too, but they're kind of spendy, and this isn't something I ever really use much because I don't do a whole lot of woodworking. So I'm kind of hoping I don't have to use those and I can just return them. So I'm gonna try to use the one I have. Wow, that does not cut easy.
Did not appear to.
That was a challenge. All right. So let's see what we can do here. Man, you really got to put some pressure on that.
Yeah, something tells me that's not the correct way to do it.
Probably not. And it doesn't like.
It didn't look.
It
like
doesn't.
It cut
It doesn't
evenly.
like.
No.
You can't. You can't really turn it very easy. And look at that. It went in through at an like an angle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be better than that though.
I mean, it'll work for a temporary fix. I think we might have to sand it down or something in a while. And
Well. Yeah, I don't really have a good answer for this.
different blades? I don't know.
Yeah, probably. The question is what? I mean, this is a wood blade.
Yeah.
I bought some blades. They're really just either wood or metal. I could try something different, I suppose. Yeah, this, All right, beautiful. One of the things they taught us as parachute riggers in the Navy is that, what was it? Looks are secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Functionality, when you're dealing with, things like parachutes, functionality is kind of important. I mean, you don't really want to hand somebody a parachute that, looks like a monkey packed it, but the important thing is that it opens. That's the important part. And the important part here is that we have cleats that hold the boat in place, keep it from, floating away.
Where's the boat?
Hitting the dock, hitting the boat beside us, because that's certainly worth more than this boat, I'm sure. I mean, not to me. To me, this boat may as well be $1 million. It wasn't nearly that much. This was the budget-friendly boat because, because reasons. Let's try this. Let's see if we can smooth this thing.
Don't ever do that.
That worked much better. Well, Hey, safety third, right?
Super hard. Apparently.
Don't do what I do. I am not a mechanic. And,
He's pretty much altogether frightening.
I have all my digits.
So far.
I've never broken a bone, fun fact. Well, I've never broken a bone that I've gone to the hospital for. I'm pretty sure I broke my jaw once. Dirt bike story, it's a good one. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. And I think I broke my toe once too, and that was because of a BMX bike accident, because I'm an idiot. That's gonna work.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, here's. All right, in the interest of saving time, because we are rapidly running out of daylight, we're not gonna film this. We'll just show you the finished product. But here's what we're doing. Got them lined up. We got the slots cleaned out from all the paint that was in them, and these fit. So Heather will just be here with the screwdriver holding them in place, while I go down below once again. Yay. At least now it's not quite so hot out, so it won't be as bad. We'll see you when we are finished. I said I wasn't going to film this. We're just going to get it done, but we're working on it. Backing plate's looking pretty good. I've got a something sharp in this piece of wood behind me, poking into my back. I just want to get this done. Okay, there is the mostly finished product. Actually, that's all right. So as per normal, one of the bolts and nuts was not cooperating. So we tried to tighten the last bolt. It's always the last bolt. And it just got to a point where it wouldn't go. And she kept slipping off of the other end because, well, it's not really put together correctly either. So then we tried to loosen it, and that wasn't working either. So I think what's gonna have to happen is we're gonna have to come back another day and take that back off, and I'm gonna have to find a nut that works well on that bolt, because it's too tight. It's not working. But the good news is the cleat is actually super tight, even with that one bolt not all the way tightened up. And as you can see, that's tight. That's not going anywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and tie back off to it, call it a day, and we'll do the other two over the course of 2 more days, considering how long this one took. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that the other 2 will be easier. I hope. I really hope, because laying inside the bowels of the boat, not fun. I just saw lightning. I think it's time to pack it up and go home. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you always know when we post a new video. And thanks for joining us.